Okay, my name is Florent Morin and I'm working for a company which is called The Pixel Hunt, and our project is called Bury Me My Love. Okay, so this is a story about two people, Noor and Majd. They are married and they live in Syria, in Homs. And one day, because of a bombing attack that kills her sister, Noor decides she wants to leave Syria and she wants to reach Europe. But Majd cannot come with her because he has to take care of his family in Syria. So they are split apart. And the only way they have to keep in touch is through a WhatsApp-like chat application, sending text messages and images and emojis to each other. And you play as Majd, and you are going to try to give Noor the best possible advice in order for her to reach her destination. There's going to be lots of bumps in the road, so you'll have to try to make the right choices, even though you don't always know what the right choices are. I think that the main difference between reading a text or watching a video and playing a video game is a difference of nature. When you're reading a text or when you're watching a video, it's as if you receive a discourse. You don't have to interact, you just have to listen and to get the discourse. But playing a game is more like a discussion. Because when you play a game, you ask questions. What happens if I do this? And what happens if I do that? So it's completely, philosophically, it's completely different than being lectured about a topic. And I think that, I don't have any scientific studies to prove that, to back that, but I think that being in a discussion rather than being in a discourse is way better for you to really understand and remember the specifics of what you are being taught. So yes, I think using video games and interactive fictions as a means to make people learn things could be very efficient. I think it's both. I think that one of the problems today is that we have a very narrow definition of what games are. For instance, lots of people think that games should be fun, or lots of people think that games are for kids or for teenagers. But it's not true. It's been true for years because of how the industry is structured around entertainment. But this doesn't have to be the only way to make games. As the Transformers movie are not the only kind of movies. There are documentary movies which are really serious. So this variety that you find in cinema or in comic books, you should be able to find it in games too. So this is definitely a game, if you take the broad definitions of what games are. But it's also very intensive in terms of story. So I would say it's both. I'm really not into dumb gamification, trying to have a normal task, a serious task, and pretend it's a game, and try to make people believe it's a game because you will give them points for actions or badges. I think it's not a good idea, and I think that people will finally figure it out, that they are not really doing a game, they are not really playing, and they will get bored, and they will probably feel betrayed also a little bit. So basic gamification, I'm not really for that. I think that's not a good idea in the long run. But I think that making games about anything is possible. And it's sometimes a good idea. You just have to be honest with the gamers, the people who will play your games, and you have to present them with what they are in front of. So it has to be clear. If it's a game about a real issue, but it's a fiction, like my game, it has to be clearly stated. Starting from that, you can make games about almost any topics, depending on how you do them. Yes, the game Bury My Love is out, and it's now available on the App Store and on the Google Play for Android, and it's in 5 languages, including Italian, so you can play it in Italian. Oh, I'm definitely a coffee person. But also, sometimes, I got phases where I'll drink only tea, but it doesn't last for long. I always come back to coffee.